Police tell us that they have one man in custody, a man who is known locally, and we'll try to pick up some of this conversation.
That's the first thing when I goes and they coming back up here, they get them Oh, McGee's got him over there. Camera because I helped hold that camera as he started off. It went into the crowd over there, the camera, and that was hooked up. And this man came from behind this camera or from this corner and just dove out of the crowd.
He came behind that car, that green car there. He jumped up over the rail. I saw the gun here.
All that information. Each of you, Lieutenant Swain, get with him to let him talk to the chief or Captain Fritz.
There you have heard some of the reports of Dallas detectives as to how this man happened to get at Oswald. He was apparently sitting in a car directly behind our cameras, leaped out of the car over a rail at Oswald, pointing a revolver at his stomach, pulled the trigger. Oswald grabbed his stomach, slumped over to the ground, saying what sounded like a rather loud moan.
Is he in this building, Oswald? Gone to the hospital. And what about the man who has been caught? Is he in this building? Has to be here. I see.
Chief, can you tell us what you know now about the man that you do have in custody?
Personally, I don't know anything about him. I merely know his name. That's all I know.
And what can you tell us about the nature of Oswald's wounds?
I don't even know that. I don't know where the man was struck. I won't know until we hear from the hospital.
All right, Captain, can you give us any report now on...
No further report right at this time.
This is live from the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters. Absolutely unbelievable, incredible. Lee Oswald, the man charged with assassinating the President of the United States himself before our very eyes, was shot by a man who leaped out of that green car down there, apparently, over the rail, into the crowd, through the reporters, directly at Oswald, who was standing just about right here where I am. It happened so fast, no one really knows what happened, but here we have a further report.
Thus far, was the man upstairs in the cell. As far as I know, he's either in the jail or Captain Fritz's office. I imagine he'd probably be in jail.
Do you know this subject? You know him. Have you seen him before?
Yes, I do.
Is he from Dallas?
Yes.
I
couldn't tell you. I
know you can't release the name now, but do you know what kind of business he happens to be in?
Bob, I wouldn't want to say.
Right.
Did he have to be disarmed or did he give up? We had to disarm him. Did he struggle? As much as he could, yes, but he was...
Say anything?
He was mumbling. I couldn't hear. I couldn't understand what he did.
Did Oswald say anything?
No, Oswald didn't.
What?
Now,
Yes.
do you know what kind of pistol he was
No,
carrying?
Bob, I never saw the pistol itself. Some other, I think, Officer Graves had got the gun immediately after he fired the shot.
Officer,
He was in civilian clothes.
Yes.
Did he try to get away?
No, he was immediately subdued by the
He
audience.
wouldn't have had a chance to get away.
How many shots were fired?
Just one shot.
Did you see...
I didn't pay too much attention.
Did you know the man? Did you see the man before?
Yes, he did.
Sir,
Did
you saw his face
Yes, sir.
and you knew him.
Yes, sir.
Pat, he is a resident of Dallas.
Yes, sir. And that's all I want to say about the man tonight.
This is Officer P.T. Dean of the Dallas Police Department.
Well, I couldn't tell. I couldn't see Oswald when the shot was fired. I immediately turned. I was waiting at the armored car to ride with the suspect to the county jail. As soon as the shot was fired, I came immediately down the rail to assist the officers.
Officer, do you know this man personally that's in custody? Is in the line of duty or in another way?
Sir, I wouldn't want to say.
He is known to you as a police officer.
It's not as a police officer.
That is, you as a police
I
officer
see.
know him, is that correct?
Yes.
Was he connected in any way with this?
I don't know.
Have you seen him here in the building before the shot was fired?
No, sir.
Pat, could you outline briefly some of the security precautions that were taken immediately before this happened?
Yes, sir. We thoroughly searched the basement. We had searched even the cars up on top of the pipes and things that a person might conceal himself. There was about 15 to 20 men that had searched this place prior to 30 minutes. In fact, searched it twice, about an hour before and then 30 minutes before.
How many officers did you have outside, approximately, would you say?
About 20 uniformed officers.
Outside the building, and they're armed with riot guns, pistols, and all kinds of stuff.
Yes, sir. Some few of them are.
You were then this guy before in here?
No, sir. Today, no, sir.
Is there anything else that you possibly might tell us about him, Pat? I know that at the present time you're bound and can't say very much, but you have said that he is from Dallas and that you do know this subject and have seen him before.
Yes, sir, I do know.
Is there anything that you can say about him further than the fact that he is a resident of Dallas, the man who shot Oswald, to shed some more light on it?
Well, Bob, that would be all I'd want to say, really.
I'm sure that's the case. Now, at present, one in the way of release is going on inside. How soon do you think we're going to be able to know who this man is?
Well, the information would have to come from Captain Fritz's office.
Now, Captain Fritz came out of this door just a few steps ahead of Oswald. Do you know where he is at present?
No, sir, I don't.
Can you give us some indication of why these security precautions have been taken? Were there some threatening phone calls during the night that there might be some effort to take?
I couldn't answer that. I don't know.
Have you heard that?
This is merely a precautionary measure. The case as it is, it was felt that there had to be a security farm.
There were extreme precautions regarding the armored car.
Yes, sir.
Now, how, officer, would it be possible for someone to have slipped into this car over here with the elaborate security precautions that have
Sir,
been taken?
I can't answer. I do know the man. I would have known him on sight. If I'd seen him and noticed him, I would have ejected him. That's merely not because of him himself, but there was no one that was supposed to be in here but the press and the officers.
Now, what is it that you know about this man?
Sir, I wouldn't want to elaborate on my knowing.
This then is the situation at this hour as we can reconstruct it. Just about 20 minutes ago, standing right here, Lee Oswald was shot by a man known to at least one Dallas police officer, P.T. Dean. The man apparently, according to the accounts of other detectives who were here, came out of a green vehicle parked beyond our camera range in the police garage here at Dallas Police Headquarters. Leaped over a railing through the reporters who had been cordoned off on that side. And again, according to people who were closer than I, the man came through the group of reporters to Oswald, who was being transported just about in this position. And just at that moment, the gunshot was fired. And it sounded as if an automobile had backfired or someone had thrown a cherry bomb or a firecracker or something of that sort. Oswald clasped his stomach like this and moaned. And then, of course, there was absolute pandemonium as detectives and police officers moved in to take into custody this man, so far unidentified, so far apparently being questioned upstairs by Dallas Homicide Captain Will Fritz, who incidentally is the man who has been in charge of the interrogation of Oswald as the accused killer of President Kennedy. Now, I beg your pardon? There has been a police officer who was also shot named Jack Loby. Now, I only heard one gunshot. And apparently would have been some other kind of wound. That is to say, he apparently was winged by the same bullet. The man who shot him was Jack Loby. Now, where do we have that information from?
Where did that information come from? Jack. Fred.
we still on?
Yes.
We're still on the air. So therefore, we have to regroup and collect whatever information we can. Now, just to clarify that, we have a man identified as Jack Loby. This is Tom Pettit, NBC News, reporting from Dallas Police Headquarters. I just want to add one thing before we leave you, and that is that, to clarify, the man named Jack Loby is identified now as the assailant. Now, this is unclear. We'll try to find out the facts, but this we know: Oswald is wounded and has been taken to the hospital. This is Tom Pettit, NBC News, reporting from the basement of the Dallas Police Department.